Necessity is the mother of invention. Creativity had to be her offspring. As a human resource and development professional, I'm always thinking of new ways to inspire innovation and creativity in my people. Simply stated, get them to think outside the box, to look at things and situations from a new perspective, to look at old things in a new way. In the textbook, Employee Training and Development by Raymond No, Chapter 10 discusses social responsibility. There is one section of the chapter that talks about career recycling and states that recycling involves changing one's major work activity after having been established in a specific field. In particular, it referenced a gentleman named Kirk Rademacher. He became emotionally drained by his job as a carpenter and project manager, and his life challenges in general. So to relieve stress, he would go to the beach and make sand castles. Now eventually, the sculptor became noticed, and he entered and won competition and was soon commissioned to do large sand sculptures for major corporations. He then started a business, and eventually he joined a TV show that lasted for 2 seasons on the Travel Channel. His business is now flourishing, and in fact, he now specializes in team building activities for organizations. So this man literally recycled his talents and repurposed his entire life. Now imagine being in charge of training and development in a marketing firm, and you're looking for new ways to inspire creativity. So here are a few ideas that may be helpful. There's something I like to call symbolic repurposing. The dictionary tells us that repurpose is just simply a way to use something for other than its original intent, by modifying or using something in a new way. Hence, looking at something old in a new way. The symbolic portion of it just simply means that repurposing is a representation of something that has a greater meaning than what it actually represents, and can be put into a broader context with an embedded or hidden meaning than what you see on the surface. For example, this photo I particularly enjoy because it shows a ladder being used as a bookshelf. Now we all know in ancient times a ladder was created as a tool to allow individuals to get from a lower level to a higher level with relative ease. And we understand that books, they also help us to ascend to higher planes with the knowledge that we gain from reading books, or what books give us. So I only thought it fitting that this individual used the ladder as a bookshelf, hence merging the two plights from ascending to a higher level from a lower plane. Now this photo, I like to call it window to the world. So as a kid, we often looked out of windows, many of us, we looked out a window and we'd see different things, and we would imagine different things, or we may even look up at the sky. So in this photo, we repurposed this window in conjunction with a map. So it's kind of like a window to the world. And it's kind of funny because with the introduction of Microsoft Windows in 1985, that really redefined how we computed in our homes, and it literally changed the world as we know it today with Microsoft Windows. Interesting. Tailgating. Many of us have tailgated, or we've heard of it, or know what tailgating is. And in a simpler term, if you've ever seen anyone sit on the back of a tailgate of a pickup truck, I just simply thought it only made sense to take the tailgate of a pickup truck and make it into an actual bench to symbolize sitting on a tailgate. Notice the bumper. So suitcases. Whenever you see a suitcase, generally the first thought in your mind is travel, or you're going somewhere. You're packing for something to go on some journey, however long or however far. But the symbolism of this repurposing is to take a suitcase and make it into a chair. I thought was kind of striking because it simply represents that your journey has come to an end. Because whenever we sit, it simply denotes that we've stopped moving. So you could probably imagine seeing this in any bike shop in America, because we know the invention of the wheel was to get man from one place to another quicker through some vehicle. So as we move from one area to another quickly by the use of and because of the invention of the wheel, I think adding the hands of time to this wheel by making it into a clock, it simply means that, like a wheel, time keeps rolling, moving us along into the future. So this is an interesting photo. And we know a long time ago with the invention of the Model A and the Model T Ford trucks, those pickups, they were made to haul goods quickly. Basically, they replaced the horse and the wagon. The truck replaced that. So now, those trucks haul goods in the bed of the truck, and the word bed also has symbolism of a place that we lie down and sleep. So I thought this was a pretty neat combination of where trucks were made to haul goods in the bed of the truck. So now we can literally just haul ourselves into the bed of the truck. That's symbolism. All over the world, forks and spoons are used to consume meals. And we all understand that shovels scoop things up. So I thought this was a pretty creative pairing, to have a shovel and a fork that used to scoop things up, and now they're used to scoop up people. Once again, creativity. this one is quite interesting. It's a beer keg turned into a urinal. So pretty clever. We get our beer from beer kegs, and sooner or later we're going to release the beer that we once consumed. This was probably one of the neatest recycling ideas I've ever seen. Showers. A refreshing and replenishing act. So, before we had these high-tech sprinkler systems, the watering can was the preferred method of people water their gardens, and some people still probably use it today. That's the preferred method to target watering. So I thought it just, here again, pretty interesting. Where people use watering cans to water their garden. Now someone was real clever, and a watering can is now used to water the people. Creativity. So we know hooks and forks hold and lift and pick things up. So this is a really clever design to have those hooks used as hooks for a towel rack, and those forks, that's just pretty clever. When they took those forks and made them into key holders. Here again, creativity, repurposing things from their original intent. So now we understand, in the inspirational sense, we use repurposing that creates creative function in our lives. To repurpose, whether it be things, materials, or to actually repurpose a certain part of our life, to look at things here in a different way. Again, repurposing is symbolized that people and things that once was looked at as old or as stagnant or as not useful anymore, you can repurpose that and look at it from a different perspective, a different way, and now it can be used in a way that wasn't originally intended, or the way that people would normally imagine it to be used. Just like all these photos here today. So perhaps it can be said that repurposing is not only meant, here again, not only meant for material things. Repurposing could also be used in our daily lives, such as Mr. Kirk Roddermaker. So now, in the world of marketing,